Hi Virgo, I'm Pam and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for February 2020. This month I'm using the Hanson Roberts Tarot deck. And remember, these are general readings. And to get messages pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. This recording is for Virgo Sun, Virgo Ascendant, and Virgo Moon. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign, because some months they're going to resonate more for you than your sun sign will. And if you're born on the cusp of your sign, you might want to check out the predictions and messages in that video, because people are writing me and saying they're born on the cusp of the sign and they found that some of their readings in certain months, the messages are resonating from their cusp sign. So you might want to check that out as well. So all that being said, Virgo, now on to your February 2020 Psychic Tarot reading. First card you have, Virgo, is the Ten of Rods, and the Ten of Rods is moving on to new and better horizons with 10 rods of burden on your shoulder, which will be helpful as you move on to new and better horizons, because it's also knowledge and experiences that you've gained. You may also feel overburdened at the time this card shows up. There is a lot of things you have to do and a lot of things that need to be completed in this month of February and maybe even throughout this year of 2020. You may even start to see the writing on the wall that someone you thought was going to help you with something is not going to follow through and do it. This doesn't even just have to be a person. It could be a company, an entity of some sort, an organization, a group of people, or a person. But somewhere you thought you were going to get some kind of help or assistance with something, I feel you're finding out that that's not going to come through for you. And I feel that some of you Virgos are kind of like training your mind or retraining your mind to become more self-sufficient in some ways, because you don't want to rely on other people, or also anything that you were working with or using, you may feel like that information is outdated now. And the feeling of also can't rely on the old ways of doing things. So if it's not a person, it could also be maybe the old methods and technologies you used in the past, or lack of technology isn't going to work anymore, and now you have to adapt and adopt new ways of doing things. That also is indicated here. Some of you Virgos are troubled by someone's passing away. I feel this already occurred. I don't feel they're passing away in February. I feel this was a recent passing, anytime between September and now. It may have caused you to reorganize and restructure things in your own life. Or maybe you had to deal with an estate and you had to restructure and reorganize things connected to do with an estate of the person passing, but it has some connection to that. Some of you are really getting things in order to like proceed forward and march forward with something new. It could be a new career. It could be a new love life. It could be a new home and living situation. It could be a new job. But as I said earlier, for some of you, it's new ways you have to adapt and adopt into the work that you're doing or into your daily life, which could involve upgrades of things like security systems, technology, computers, your online presence, things that you do for work, like how things are handled and managed in your own career or your own business, that kind of thing. You may want to take things a step further. You want to further things that you're doing. And in regard to that, you are going to have to make upgrades and some changes. The card you have next is the World, and this is being in control. The planets in the heavens and the spirit guides around you conspiring to give you more control. If you have to make some kind of presentation or of any kind, or a performance, or speak at any engagement of any kind, you are going to make a lasting impression. So if you have to give a speech at a graduation, or a congratulatory speech at a wedding, a toast at a wedding, or you're playing music or singing or performing or acting or doing something in front of a group of people or an audience, you are going to get be looked at in a positive way. It's going to go well for you. If you're ready to take the risk and display affection towards someone, they will be reciprocal and display affection towards you. So if you're on the market for a new love and there's somebody you're interested in, if you make the overtures of romance and love to them, I feel it will be reciprocated. If you're already coupled and you are kind of distant from each other, or you want to reignite the flames of a love relationship you're in now, if you make moves to be more loving, caring, and amorous, that will be reciprocated for you. Don't judge people too harshly or be too critical of people in February, because that energy is going to come back to haunt you. And maybe the very people you are being critical of or judgmental of will then turn around and be critical and judgmental of you. And if it's not them, other people could do it. So be really open-minded and not so harsh and judgmental or critical of people. Give them the benefit of the doubt in February, because I feel like it's a karmic test, even though it may not seem like it. You may be like, how's this a karmic test that I think this person's a dope and I'm saying they're a dope, or they're doing something stupid and I'm saying, why are they doing this idiotic stuff? It will come back to haunt you, because then you will do something that is stupid or idiotic and other people will call you out on it, or you will feel embarrassed by it. So it's a karmic thing. So whenever you feel that issue of judgment wanting to come up, you might want to calm that down, because it's actually a karmic test. If you feel like anybody's playing you for a fool, in any situation, you have to step up to the plate and show them who's boss. If you're teaching or instructing people, this could apply. If you are in school, and these are classmates or friends of yours that are doing this, even if you're not in school, you could be a full-grown adult and friends could be kind of like making a fool out of you. Don't let that happen. February is also a month where you are also going to feel a lot more magnanimous and generous too. So you may find yourself giving very freely to your friends, your family, your loved ones, the public. You may start being really generous with your time, with your talents. It's an important month to broadcast and put yourself out there and your work and your efforts and your talents, and showcase what you do. It's an important month for you to do that if the opportunities arise. So entering contests and making presentations, entering contests, any of that is really good for you in February. You have the 10 of Pentacles next, and this is, you could be receiving an inheritance. Money could be coming to you through family channels, like a gift of cash. You could be working with your partner together as a team to gain a lot of money, increase money for your family. You could be winning something. Situations you get involved in will have a big payoff for you. If you are in the theater or on the stage in some way, or do any gigs, or make any kind of presentations. Again, I go back to that. There could be some good money in it for you in February. You may also be having discussions with people about how to better govern your money and manage your money. So you may be talking to financial planners and advisors, debt relief people, accountants, bookkeepers, anybody that could give you, like I said, financial advisors and investors, or even just friends and relatives to you that know a lot about money and finance. I feel like it's a good month to analyze your finances and get those things in order. There could be some money that changes hands here and that you get some money indirectly. If you had a relative that passed and they had an insurance policy, you may very well be getting money from that insurance policy. Maybe you were named as the or one of the beneficiaries of that policy. Or if it's something that you had to file a claim for that had to do with like a workman's comp, disability, or an accident that happened, like it's like money comes to you, I feel, but there's like a middleman or third party involved for some of you. I do feel that Virgos are going to see a boost to their finances and income through starting in February through to the end of this year of 2020. Some of you, you're going to get a raise and a promotion. So you had multiple things here about the money. Now you have the Hermit next. This is spiritual guidance. This is your spirit guides lighting the way, showing you the path to follow and guiding you. This could also be you being the Hermit, where you're taking a step back from people and things and getting a lay of the land and a good view of the situation before you proceed forward. But your spirit guides are still going to light the way for you. This is a time where you may find yourself holed up in your house and really putting the pedal to the metal and working on something with diligence. It could have to do with a book you're writing. It could have to do with a new business plan or format you're creating. It could have to do with a website you want to start or a business you want to create. It could even have to do with if you wanted to put an addition to your house or put in new flooring and maybe tear down walls and put up new sheetrock, and you needed to make plans and make lists of like what tools and equipment you need or any of that. But like I see you holed up in an office or in a room and you're like, okay, like you could even be working on stuff. Like if you're good at composing music or writing songs, lyrics, or if you are good at like technology and building or working on computers, like maybe even making musical instruments or fixing them, like something where you're putting a lot of focus and attention to detail. I'm actually kind of surprised that 8 of Pentacles or 3 of Pentacles didn't show up, because that's like the activities I'm seeing here. But it's coming up through the Hermit. So you're kind of hermiting yourself away a little bit in February, not for the whole month, but getting really focused on something and like pouring a lot of energy and focus into something with diligence. And like I said, all those things came up that could be what you're working on. Could be even work that you have to take home from your job that you need to finish it and do it at home. Could be that. You may have a number of people that actually come to you and ask you for assistance. And they're going to ask you to be the guiding light, the inspiration, or for help and assistance in something that they're doing, that they feel like you have the knowledge or expertise to teach them or do. You have to be careful and guard yourself. You don't want to let people take advantage of you. There's a feeling like you could be too magnanimous and generous with your time or your knowledge or your efforts, and some people could start overworking you or taking advantage of you in February. Some of you are going to be dissecting things and breaking things down for safekeeping, and you may be logging these things away in file cabinets, in file folders on the computer, or in different boxes and plastic tubs or containers. I see you breaking certain things down, and you're like, okay, this has to go here, this has to go there. But what is it? It's a general reading, Virgo, so I can't really pinpoint what. You could be going through like old family records and documents, and you're going, well, I need to save these, but I don't need to save this anymore. And things that are of antiquity in your family, or that you just have collected. And it could be documents, paperwork, things in writing, but it could also be objects. You may have acquired an estate and now you're like, I have all this stuff. I have my own stuff. Now I've got this estate stuff. and what am I going to weed through and keep and put away and save, and what am I going to sell? So some of this breaking things apart and figuring out what you're going to keep and filing it away or putting it away for safekeeping and getting rid of the other things of that you're either selling it or giving things to people, but definitely like dissecting things that have value and may be very old, because I get the words antiquity connected to it. So the next card you have in your reading is the Star, and this is spiritual blessings. This is an answered wish or an answered prayer. The divine source, the universe, angels, they're hearing your wishes and prayers, and you're getting some type of spiritual blessing in February. You're finally going to come out on top. If there was something that you really fought long and hard to get, it's like it finally like comes to fruition or pays off for you. So if there was a job you were really fighting to get, or a place, a position in something on a board or in a orchestra or in a dance troupe or in a teaching position of some sort, or like maybe you were in a kitchen and there's a hierarchy, chef, sous chef, first cook, second cook, you know, the whole thing, garde manger, this and that. Maybe you are finally getting up to the position that you want to be. Raising up is likely here. And I feel like you're going to become very more outspoken about what you need. If you're a Virgo that doesn't like say too much about that and just keeps busy and keeps to yourself and just, you know, works and gets your stuff done, but you don't usually say, hey, I need this done and I really want this to happen. I feel like you're going to become very, in February, maybe even last longer, where you're going to start speaking up and saying when you need, what you need, things that you need. You're going to be more outspoken about it. I do feel that some of you get offered a job, or it could be also an opportunity of some sort. If it's not a job, it could be a business opportunity or something related to a new endeavor. But for some of you, it's a job. There could be some traveling components to this job. Doesn't mean all the time, but I feel you may have to. Doesn't mean long distance travel either. It could be local travel, but I do feel some of you travel is connected to this. And even if you don't get raised up in a new position or a new job, you will be taking things up to another level that you are doing. So if you own your own business, or it doesn't even have to be that, it could be things that you create. Maybe you're an artisan and a craftsperson, or a musician, or I don't know, that you create something with your hands. You could start taking things up to another level. Like, okay, I learned how to do this. I know how to do this. It's been successful, but now I'm stepping up a level. Could be in your own work and endeavors. Whatever you do, there is going to be karmic blessings and rewards from this. And whatever you're doing that you're amping up, it's going to give you more leverage in the future, because you're going to have more knowledge and experience behind you, that you've done the work on one level, then you've stepped it up to another level. This is going to give you more leverage to bargain for a new job, bargain for new positions, bargain for a raise, get more clients, get more customers, whatever, however it applies, it will end up being beneficial to you. But like something's being elevated here for you. You're upgrading, whether it's through somebody giving you an opportunity or an endeavor or a new job or a new position, or you upgrading the things you already know how to do and taking things up to another level. Either way, it's going to give you more leverage that will bring you more gain in the future. So I'm going to look into the crystal bag of crystals now. I did not have them with me in January. I'm sorry, I was not at my normal location and I forgot to bring them. So as I promised, I would do them for February for your sign. So let's see what is the best gemstone crystal for Virgo to work with, wear, use in February 2020. The best gemstone crystal for Virgo. Spirit guides, what's the best gemstone crystal for Virgo? And you have, this is blue lace agate. So you got blue lace agate for February. This is a stone that's really going to enhance teaching and learning. Teaching and learning. It's going to help expand your mind and your vision of the future to see the future and the big picture. When you're in a position of having to make a decision between two things, this stone is going to help you make the right choice that's the best choice for you, to make the best decision. Which is interesting because I actually do feel, which I don't know if this reading translated it, but I do feel you have some decisions. I see you hold up and working on stuff really diligently and amping things up and taking things to a next level. But I feel like there's decisions that need to be made in this, and this stone is going to help you with that. And there's going to be people that are going to be kind of vying for your attention. And I get that this is going to help you use discernment on who or what to give your attentions to in February. It's also going to help you marshal your strength and fortitude. Like if you're finding yourself burning the midnight oil, you know, staying up really late and working on stuff really long or late, this is going to help you feel energized to keep up with that and keep doing it. It's also going to help you in your sleep. So I would definitely sleep with this under your pillow. It's going to give you good dreams and calming sleep. So that sounds helpful for you, Virgo, for the month of February. So I hope this reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. As always, thank you so very much for watching my videos. I do truly appreciate it. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell when you do subscribe if you would like to get notified when I upload my videos to YouTube. YouTube notified me in December that they will be deleting dormant and inactive subscribers to my YouTube channel. And I heard another YouTuber I follow that he is not an astrologer or a psychic or a tarot card reader. He's doing totally different types of videos, and he said he got that notification as well. So if you're finding yourself like, why aren't I getting notified when Pam puts her videos on, or so-and-so here or there, why am I not? You might want to check and see if you're still subscribed. And if you're not, you might want to resubscribe just in case that's happening to you. I don't know. It's just a shout out to advise you it could be happening. And as always, I always tell you about, I have many videos series that I record besides YouTube that I do psychic readings using different divination tools for my Vimeo on-demand channel. And those links are always posted below my YouTube videos in the description box in the Show More section. And the links are also on my website, www.theluckymermaid.com. Click on the videos tab on my menu, and there you will see all the video series I have listed, what cards I used, Oracle, Tarot, Crystal, a combination, how long the predictions go out for, what topic it's involving, and you just pick the video series you want, click on the zodiac sign that you want, and it will take you to that link to that video on Vimeo. Some of the most recent video series I've done in the last month has been, as always, my psychic crystal readings for the month, and this month is February. So if you're interested in getting the psychic crystal readings for each sign of the zodiac for February 2020, that link is below this video and also on my website, where I do a continuation and an expansion of this reading when I stop this recording and I look into my crystal, and I'm going to give you a continuation of what my guides have to say in addition to what I picked up in your tarot cards for the month of February. Also, one of the other more recent video series I've recorded for recently, it's not actually for a year, is the Jupiter in Capricorn Psychic Tarot and Crystal, Psychic Tarot Oracle card and Crystal reading from December 2019 through December 2020. I used 3 different divination tools there. The first one is tarot, the second is oracle cards, and the third is crystal. So you're getting a real gambit of divination tools there in that reading. And yes, Jupiter has moved from Sagittarius and into Capricorn in December of 2019 and goes until 2020. So they were pretty interesting. If you want to check them out, that link is below this video and also on my website. The other 2 video series links I have below are 2 sister videos, which were for the eclipses. We had one eclipse in December, and we recently had an eclipse this month in January. So the first video series is for the solar eclipse in Capricorn, December 26, 2019, Psychic Tarot and Crystal reading. The other video series was the full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer, January 10th, 2020, Psychic Tarot and Crystal reading. So eclipses bring beginnings, endings, and change. So if you want to see how these eclipses are affecting your sun sign, and I'm telling you, the rising signs really tell a lot about what's going on in your day-to-day life. You might want to watch your rising sign as well. Those links are below, and those predictions last about 6 months. If you would like to donate to this channel, there is a donation link which will help support this channel. Some people were very kind and asked me in December, did I have a donation link, which I did not, so I created one. It is linked to PayPal. That donation link is beneath all the video series links underneath my video. And I want to thank you so much to the kind people that have been donating. I truly appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed, and I appreciate it greatly. So thank you for that. And if you would like to follow me on my social media pages, you can follow me on the Lucky Mermaid LLC on Facebook, the Psychic Pastry Chef LLC on Facebook, and on Instagram, the Lucky Mermaid _ Pam Georgel. And on Twitter at the Lucky Mermaid. Sorry, I just sneezed right there, so I'm going to look a little weird after all that. So you can follow me there, and I pull tarot cards, oracle cards. I use the crystal. I do angel cards and sacred geometry oracle cards and animal totem cards. And those predictions are not just for the day that I post those videos. Those predictions sometimes are for a couple weeks, for a couple months, and some people really find they resonate with them. So if you want to see what's going on, the predictions my spirit guides give channeled through me that you're not going to see here on YouTube, check me out on my social media pages. So I hope you have an absolutely fabulous February, Virgo, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.